What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Panfro Games, and we're here to review Destruction All-Stars on the PlayStation 5 today. This game was developed by Lucid Studios, supported by PlayStation, and this is a free game on PlayStation Plus. Originally, this game was supposed to come out at the PS5 launch. It was delayed, and it was originally supposed to be a $70 full price game. So, was delay good? Is the game great? Well, let's dive into it. Destruction All-Stars is a vehicle combat game, and in this game it is heavily focused on multiplayer. There is a single player to this game, however the single player is locked behind microtransactions. You can do the first single player part of the campaign for free, however this game will require you to drop real money to play the other campaigns. And I will say the campaigns are rather shallow, so you really just want to focus on the online because, in my opinion, there really is not a campaign. And it's sort of sad to see because the campaign actually has some cutscenes and characters and conversations, but overall it just feels like a glorified practice mode. Diving into online. So in online play, you pick one of the 16 champions, and every champion has their own unique special car, which you can get, which is their ultimate, and they also have a unique ability on the ground. And then there's 4 different modes you can pick from. There is a free-for-all match, which is personally the most fun match in the mode, which honestly, there should be a squads version of this mode, which I'm surprised there isn't, that you can actually just play for friends, 2 or 3 people, on a team, doing small team-based squads matches. And then there's a massive 8v8 team deathmatch mode, which personally I really do not enjoy because you spend most of this match driving around and not really fighting enemies, just because there's not enough enemies to fight, and I really find it weak. And there's another big 8v8 mode, which is when you defeat enemies, you need to turn in your points, and it just suffers from the same issue where there's not enough combat, you're driving around too much, and the maps just feel way too empty in general in all modes, and it really feels empty when you're not engaging in combat the entire time. Last but not least, there is a last man standing mode, which I think is pretty cool. However, all these modes do suffer from a couple of issues. One, there is no music in this game. When you're playing, this game has literally no music or anything. It is so eerie and quiet. It feels like it's a bug, but it's really not because there's just no music. The menus have music. It's really weird. They really need to add that because it makes the game feel more bare bones than it actually is. There's not even crowd noise. At least something like Rocket League has crowd noise when you score a goal, as an example. My other issue with this game is most of these modes you drive around for way too much of the time and not engaging in combat. The only mode you're actually engaging in combat all the time, it feels like, for the free-for-all mode. And even then, if you start just driving off around, you're not going to get into combat. And honestly, there are some problems with combat itself. It's way too simple in that you can only thrust forward and hit left and right. There's not enough uniqueness between the different champions. They only have a uniqueness when they get their ultimate ability, and to be fair, their ultimate ability is their only ability, so it's not even worth saying is an ultimate ability. They have a hero ability, and then they have a car ability, and you can only use the hero ability when you're not in your car, which is really unfortunate, because speaking about when you're playing not in your car, it feels entirely gimped. It just, you can run around, you can hit other players, you can hijack cars, but besides that, there's not much going on, and I feel like there should have been some sort of shooting aspect to this game, or something, or honestly remove the entire feature entirely and just focus harder on the cars, because I think the game spread itself too thin in this aspect when they really should have focused more on the car combat, because a little bit more depth in the car combat, I think this game could have been something special when it comes to that. However, it feels sort of bare bones, especially with the lack of maps, and the maps don't really have anything unique on them. There's no like map events or anything like that. It just feels like we're in all one big bowl trying to hit each other, and half the time you don't even see the other person, and when you do see them, the other half of the time you're probably gonna miss because you can't really control the camera that well in this game either. You can only look right in front of you or turn directly right behind you. You can't really pan the camera out or anything, which I think is pretty unfortunate overall. Like I was saying, it feels bare bones, and I'm not sure how they were gonna sell this game for 70 bucks. Speaking of microtransactions, like I did in the beginning segment for the single player content, pretty much vast majority of the customization content for your champions and your car is locked behind microtransactions. Some are in-game currency that you can earn by playing. A lot of it is by paid currency, and some of them is a combination of both, and I really don't like that. I get that, yes, it's a free PlayStation Plus game and they're trying to make some money in some way, but obviously Sony has paid them to do this, and I feel like they sort of don't deserve my money because these microtransactions are atrocious, especially when it comes to the single player content, which is actually completely ridiculous. And there's no way I can love an individual character if I don't get to know them, and if they've written these stories about these characters and I can't get to experience them, then what's the point? The best thing about the game, in my opinion, is the visuals and the color, and you can play the game offline, which is nice. So if you happen to be offline, you can play against the AI and whatever match and set some custom parameters, which is pretty cool. But besides that, Destruction All-Stars is, for the low price of a PlayStation Plus membership, it's worth trying out if you're interested. It's a great game to just put on for an hour. You have nothing better to do and turn off your brain. However, this game I can't see being as popular as Rocket League or even remotely close in the quality or the depth of that game, which is very unfortunate because there was a lot of comparisons that this could have been the next Rocket League. I just do not see that happening. Good to hear that they plan on supporting the game for a full year with content, so maybe it'll get better down the line. But right now, if you had to buy this game and spend money, or you were planning to get Plus just for this game, I would not recommend it. I would give this game a 6.5. It is a very okay game in its current state. Some good things, a lot of bad things. I hope they reduce the microtransactions in the future, because right now I just cannot be excited for Destruction All-Stars, and I was personally excited going into this just because I thought, hey, it's like Fortnite and Twisted Metal. In reality, I think they should have just made Twisted Metal and just gave us Twisted Metal, have people come out of cars with chainsaws and guns, and I personally think that would have been a much more fun game than what this ended up being. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the video, and if you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to my channel for more gaming action. Peace out.